Guilford County Sheriff's Deputy Matthew Logan Self was honored Thursday, February 22nd, during an award ceremony at the District 2 headquarters in McLeansville for his response to a domestic incident in Brown's Summit. Guilford County Commissioner Alan Branson presented Deputy Self with the Medal of Valor and a Purple Heart. On February 27, 2017, Deputy Self suffered 2 gunshot wounds, one to his hip and one to his left arm, the latter which severed an artery, after a man opened fire in an attempt to kill his wife. Facing a third surgery in the near future, Deputy Self said he hopes to return to patrol duty later this summer. Be sure to read the complete story in the March 1st edition of the Northwest Observer.
An hour period where it was just really super hectic before.
It's definitely something, hectic and chaotic, and it's we all know as law enforcement officers that it's a possibility with any call we go to, or it really, with the way it is now, you just sitting in the car, you never know. But I can honestly say it's the most stressful call I've ever been to.
What kind of was going through your mind as you were in the worst of that situation? The sheriff described it in there as, you were on the ground, you had the injury to your arm, you couldn't use that arm, you had to get yourself fixed up. What's going through your mind?
It was a surreal feeling. I can honestly say everything felt slow motion. It was disbelief that it was actually happening to me, but I think with my training and everything, it helped me persevere and get through that situation to the best I could, considering the circumstances.
There's a lot of elements to this thing, and certainly it's a long, sort of drawn-out story, but how do you look back on it now and sort of think about, just your 2 co-officers and everybody else saved your life, in a sense. You saved the lady's life, you protected your own life, and what do you even...
I definitely reflect on it often. I'm extremely thankful for the actions of the officers that responded. Extremely thankful for Deputy Young, who was able to put the tourniquet on me and get to me first. And it's just one of those things where everything was slow motion. It was, as cliche as it was, I was kind of in that twilight zone of going through the motions and setting goals in my mind and getting to the next step. And whether that be, get help, stop the bleeding, get to the hospital, things of that nature.
What should this incident tell the public about how far a law enforcement officer will go for you?
I mean, we all sign up for the job. Unfortunately for that day, it was just my call to go to. And I'm sure, other officers would have responded the same way I did. But I can honestly say, Deputy Young went above and beyond getting to me. He honestly saved my life that day.
You have wife, kids, anything like that?
No wife, no kids. Single.
Parents and all that, I guess.
Yep, parents. Actually,
how did they respond to this kind of thing?
It was interesting. I guess I got my passion from law enforcement from my father. He worked with Greenfield Police Department for several years. Then he went to Highway Patrol and ended up retiring from Highway Patrol. And now he works with us at the Sheriff's Office. And ironically enough, He's that dad that likes to listen to the radio and likes to hear what I'm getting into and things like that while I'm working at work. And he had the radio on that day as he was walking in the house and heard me get on the radio and saying shots fired. And there was a long pause as far as communicating back to communication. So I can't imagine what was going through his head when he heard that.
That's crazy.
When you're in a setting like this with other people being awarded, walk you through this, what was going through your mind today at this event?
I'm an extremely humble person, and I don't like to take credit for it. It's the job I signed up for. I responded the way many of our officers would have. It's just the nature of the beast, I guess, as far as the violence and the risk law enforcement puts whenever they go to work, put on that vest. You don't know if it's going to be your last day, or if you don't know, ultimately if you're going to come home at the end of the night.
How long have you been doing this?
I have been, actually the 24th will be my 4-year mark of this month.
And I imagine if we talk to Officer Young, he'd say the same thing. He's just doing what he's doing.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And he's the exact same way. He was actually getting ready to check on work and happened to be listening to the radio just before his shift. Just shows the kind of person he is, ready to come to work early and put in the hours, even if it's a 12-hour shift.
What are you doing now? I mean, you're not
Right now,
uniform, so.
right now I'm at the office, kind of doing reports by phone and helping out where I can as far as that goes. I got a few more doctor's visits coming up and anticipating a third surgery, and hopefully that will be a speedy recovery. It's not nearly as intense. It's just to correct a few issues and hopefully get back this summer back to patrol.
All right.
Next week, but the video I'll do much sooner than that. They know you. They grew up with you. They're you're not that far out of high school. A handful of years, certainly. I mean, nobody in high school now.
Yeah.
Were there with you, but it wasn't too long ago.
It was not.
What do you say to those aspiring to be police officers or other first responders who know of your situation and might say, maybe that's not for me after all. I don't want to do that.
I wouldn't discourage it by any means. The way I view it is, similar to the military. It's a task that's needed to be done, and it's providing a service back to the community. And ultimately, my goal was to, get out there and be productive as far as what I do with my career, and give back to the community and keep it safe.
Okay. You mentioned a few minutes ago that you reflect on what happened almost every day. And it's probably difficult to not do that. But are you tired of talking about it yet?
It definitely gets taxing talking about it so much, and unfortunately, it's a part of me now, and I accept it. And I think that's part of the mental battle in itself is accepting that it happened, and it was, I believe everything happens for a reason, and for that purpose, may not be I might not know that purpose yet, but I do believe in fate, and I do believe that I can be somewhat of a role model for officers or even others that are going through similar circumstances.
Okay. And one last question, and then I'll let you go. You're on light duty now.
Correct.
I was talking with your father a few minutes ago, and he says that and as you indicated, you're facing probably another surgery as soon as next month. Is that right?
Correct. Yeah.
Your goal, though, is to get back where you were. Is that correct?
Oh, absolutely. And the good thing is, other than a few restrictions movement-wise in my pointer finger and my thumb, majority of it I get through with my daily routine of whatever I want to do. It doesn't, limitations-wise, it doesn't affect me too much. I'm able to go to the gym, be around my coworkers and things like that. So that's helped a lot, uplift spirits, I guess, from the first several months. That was difficult, being stuck in the house, and I'm relatively a active person. I played sports growing up. Played sports.
Baseball player, as I understand, right?
Correct. Yeah. So I like working out was a part of my chair, as somebody once said it to me, a place outside of work for me to go and kind of decompress. Mm-hmm. So I think ultimately, yes, it's tiring talking about it, but it's all a process.
Okay. At what point do you want Deputy Self to be more than what happened in this incident?
Unfortunately, we face a difficult time in a law enforcement perspective as far as officers being shot and the morale issues, even people wanting to come into law enforcement. I don't think it has its ups and downs, but I honestly won't to leave a legacy. I guess that's the biggest thing is to know people to know that I was a hard worker, and not just known for this one incident.
Right.
I want to make a difference.
Okay.